Let your blessing descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our church. And we all say, Amen. Thank you very much. I have started by saying that on behalf of our chair, we say welcome. And this is a continuation of yesterday's meeting. This engagement started sometimes 2 weeks ago or a week, and we postponed for a week because the county assembly had an engagement in Kisumu. We started engaging the executive yesterday, and after our whole day deliberation, we agreed with the team from the county executive, that was the CS, the county attorney, and the CCM education, that we meet today together with the team that were invited for today, together with the officers from the county government who are designated to operate as trustees, so that we can prosecute the matter at hand together. And that's why we are all here. Therefore, I take this opportunity to welcome everybody so that we can continue with the matter at hand. We all know that we are here because of a petition that was brought to this assembly on matters of the sponsorship program, the so-called sponsorship program by the county government of Uasin Gishu, especially on matters to do those who went to Finland, and therefore everyone should be alive to that. And I want to say that before I give the team to introduce themselves, starting with the county assembly, that would like, because we are many today, let us take any chance you are given, take the shortest time possible to give what you have been asked to give, so that we can utilize today's hours properly, and at least by the end of the day, we would have done some meaningful work. Therefore, I want us to go straight to the introduction, and we are going to start with the county assembly honorable members, starting with the far right. That is Honorable Shah, coming this way, and it shall be well. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm David Bigot Kitani, representing Serkoit Water, and a member of this committee.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Amos Kiptanui, representing Grace Coast Ward and member to the committee.
My name is Moses Kibene, MCS Imat Kapsarit, member of the committee.
Honorable Samuel Isaac, MCA Kapsaus, and a member of this committee.
Honorable Julius Sang, member representing Megun, and a member of the committee. Karibuni sana.
Morning, everybody. I'm Honorable Thomas Yego, representing Tarakwa, member to this committee.
Good morning, members. My name is Kimani Wanjowi, a member representing Urumaud and a friend to this committee.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gilbert Koskei, a member representing Geptiret Kipchamo, a member to the committee.
And I'm Jonathan Gentich from Koptagat, member of the committee.
I'm Chilimo Juliet, friend to the committee.
Thank you, honorable members. We go to the secretariat of the committee, starting with the Sergeant at Arms.
I'm Timon Barno, standing in for Thomas Albey, who is Sergeant at Arms to this committee. Thank you.
I'm Elias Koech, Research Office.
I'm Victor Bergen, the committee clerk.
Yes, good morning. My name is Michelle Saina. I'm the legal counsel of this assembly.
I'm Kelvin Mibanda, committee clerk.
Thank you. Before we proceed further from there, I would request that the CS, you knew the document that we say that you probably provide today. I hope you came with. Because we said by the close of the day yesterday, there were documents that the chair of this committee requested you to consider coming with, and you can provide the committee, Sergeant Atam. Thank you. At that juncture, the chair will know the chair when I'll take back the mantle to him. I am requesting the team from the executive, the lead person, to introduce the team. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. As directed by this committee yesterday, we have come with a team from the county executive. However, we have apologies from the members of the revolving fund board, and I'm informed that the chair of this committee was also informed of those apologies because they were not within the county, they were out of the county.
It's good to mention their names so that the Hansard can capture them, please.
That is Mr. Joel Chelule, Madam Lois Chelimo Murray, Mr. Kesio, David Kesio, and Madam Susan Keino, who is in Finland. She's away in Finland. So I'm informed that the apologies were sent to this committee and they were granted. We are here with
the second person is?
We have Dr. Joel Chelule.
Yes.
We have Mr. David Kesio, Madam Lois Murray, and Susan Keino.
Thank you.
All the other members are with us today. We have two members of the CEC. I think they will introduce themselves. We have the county attorney. We have two officers from the Department of Youth and Education, including the director of the revolving fund, and we have the former chief officer for youth affairs.
Thank you. We can introduce ourselves, starting with the CCs.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Mika Rogon, CCM Finance and Economic Planning. Thank you.
Honorable Chair and honorable members, my colleagues, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Lucy Ngendon Joroge, CC member, Youth Affairs, Sports, ICT and Innovation. Thank you.
Honorable members, I'm Joel Ruto, Director of Revolving Fund, member of trustee.
The chair of this committee and honorable members, my name is Mr. Lel. I'm the county attorney. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, my name is Mesha Krono and I'm the program coordinator and deputy director revolving fund. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, my name is Joseph Maritim. I'm the former CEO, Youth Affairs, Gender and Sports.
Thank you. Feel welcomed. There is a member who have joined us. The members who have joined us after we have introduced ourselves, Honorable Rebecca, kindly.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rebecca Magut. I represent Queen Kapsuso Ward, a member of this Ad-Hoc Committee.
Thank you. Myself, I'm Honorable Francis Muya Mwangi, a member representing Langas Ward, the leader of minority and deputy chair to this Ad Hoc Committee. And at that juncture, I want to take the mantle back to the substantive chair to take us on from there. Karibu Chair.
Thank you so much, and welcome to today's hearings and proceedings, if I may use that word. My name is Gilbert Chepkonga, member representing Ainapkoi Olare Ward, chair to this committee, and I want to welcome you all. Karibuni sana. Now perhaps we may start by a little housekeeping, I recognize or I acknowledge that we are almost having a full house today, and our visitors, you are beyond the number that we had yesterday. And we really want to have the value, we really want to grab value for our time here, so that we get the most out of the little time we have. I'm asking honorable members that we will hear them uninterrupted, save for minor interjections, so that we don't spend my time disorganizing them. And then you package your questions and compress them so that we have the most out of the time we have. And I will ask you, our visitors today, that we are not interested with a lot of English, if for the lack of a better word. I'm asking that we be short and direct to the point, so that you know, when you spread your engagement, it invites a lot of questions from them, and I don't want them to ask those questions. So be short, precise, so that we move on. Number two is that we are organizing ourselves. Now it's 10:15. So we are having a morning session for 1 hour and a half. That is, by 11:30, we'll go for tea break. And then we come back after 30 minutes. That is 12. And we will go until 2, exactly 2. Then we break for another 30 minutes. Today, the county attorney, we have organized ourselves well. So we'll just dash for 30 minutes, and if there are any other engagement, then we start from 3 moving forward. So I thought that that communication is important, so that we plan our engagements well. Otherwise, thank you so much for the interventions that yesterday's team undertook to give us the documents as requested. The document that we are missing is the invoices. I remember we expected invoices to be supplied to us to help us in this petition. Honorable members, they have given us the statement, the part that was missing, and that is from November 30th to yesterday. So I think it is important that you be supplied with that statement. And we have the invoices. Please submit. Sergeant Atam can take over that one. Thank you. Now we can start from, we had requested that we have audience CCM Youth Affairs, Sports and Innovation, Finance and Economic Planning, and yesterday we had Education, County Attorney and County Secretary. But we thought that we don't want to miss anybody out today. We need all of us in. Perhaps I may request the members of trustee, because I seem not to have, do we have Dr. But first, do we have, are the trustees 7? That is question number one. And if there are 7, can somebody tell me something about it? Are we all in? Or
Honorable Chair, I had mentioned that Honorable Chair, I had mentioned that some of the trustees are not with us today because they were out of the county, and I'm aware that one of them called, the chair actually, called you yesterday in the evening to inform you of their absence in the county, and you allowed him. So we have 4 of them missing. The other trustees are here. The principal trustee is here. So the trustees are actually 7 from my observation, because we have the 3 trustees here who are actually signatories to that account. Those ones are present with us today. The other 4 signatories who are not with us are not signatories, and those ones who are here today are also staff of the county government, except the chief officer who has since whose contract has since expired.
Thank you so much. Maybe I missed that when my vice chair was handling this. My apologies on that. I am in receipt of 3 letters from one Joel Cheruyo Chelule, Susan Keino, and David Kesio. Those are the apologies I have. And now, perhaps I want to know the 4th person.
There is a lady, Honorable Chair, called Lois Murray, who happens to be an officer of national government working in Western Kenya. She's a county director of TSC. So the chairman, Mr. Chelule, had undertaken to ensure that her apology also comes.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, Mesha Krono, thank you. And Maritim is our CEO, former. And Joel Kipkorir Ruto. Thank you. Thank you. And I want to appreciate your intervention. I don't know whether it is you or the county attorney for whipping. Within the shortest time, you were able to whip the membership so that they comply with that request. I am also in receipt of apology from CCM Education that she had done some work which called on her attention, and I allowed her to be away. Thank you so much. So we can proceed. Perhaps I want to know who is the lead. Who will be? Yesterday we had the advantage of the county attorney being seated here. So who is leading this team? I want to know whom to refer to, maybe for order and everything.
Honorable Chair, I think I was the lead person yesterday, but on the further details that the House may require today, I was suggesting that Mr. Maritim, because he was actually the brainchild on this program, can be the leader of this team today.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Maritim, it is welcome as we start. So can we start from where we left yesterday? And Mr. Maritim, please bring us, I want you to set the mood. Bring us to where we are now, from the original idea to why we are here today, so that we can proceed on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. This program, we initiated this program in the year 2019. So I remember that is the year we went to Finland with the former governor. After learning that there are certain programs in Finland which can help our youth. So we had heard the same from Elgeyo Marakwet. So, and we decided, why can't we also hop into this program? So we went to Finland to inquire and to see how we can have our youth from Uasin Gishu benefit from this program. So when we went to Finland, there was an agency owned by somebody who happens to be from Elgeyo Marakwet, but a citizen in Finland. So we were connected by that person to the universities in Finland. So we went to Tampere and several other universities to inquire about the same. So when we talked with these universities, they told us that, yeah, indeed, the government of Finland has a program of tripling foreign students in Finnish universities by the year 2030. So they told them that as the program is on, before Elgeyo Marakwet, this program had benefited people mostly from the Asian countries, that is Indonesia, China, and Malaysia, such countries. So most of the universities from foreign nations that had taken up this program were actually from Asia. But because this guy from Elgeyo Marakwet introduced the same to Elgeyo Marakwet, so we decided also we want the same. So we talked with them. They told us the terms and conditions of the program. Now, when we came home, we thought to ourselves, these people in Finland don't want to accept individual students. They want to accept groups of students who do not pay fees for themselves. So they want some kind of government, some kind of an organization or a company to sponsor the students to take up those opportunities. The reason why they were looking at tripling the number of students by 2030 is because they have shortage of labor. So, and they saw that the surest way of getting that labor is importing people to come and study and work in Finland. Now, when we came back home, the government didn't have money to sponsor the students. So we thought to ourselves, what are we going to do? The one thing we were not ready to do was not to let this program slip away from us, even though we didn't have the money. So we said, within Uasin Gishu, we have people who are willing to and capable of paying for the whatever levies these people want. So we said, yes, we are going to tell these universities and the Finnish government that Uasin Gishu will sponsor students, so that it makes it easy for them to accept our students. So from the initial stage, we are told them that this is a sponsorship from government. When we had told them that one, they accepted. So we signed an MOU, and then we signed the service agreements. The MOUs, I hope you've been supplied with, and then we have the service agreements, which I'm also confident that you've been given, and I have some copies. So we signed. Now, the first group of students which we signed was for degree in nursing and degree in practical nurses, which is a diploma in nursing. So diploma in nursing, we were given 26 students, and degree in nursing, 25. So that was a total of 51 students. Now, once we had signed that, the next step now was to was for the universities to organize for entry exam. Remember, for a student to be accepted into those Finnish universities, they have to pass some entry exam, which is administered by the university. So there was a money which was supposed to be paid by student before doing that exam. Every student was supposed to pay 5,000 shillings so that you can sit for the exam. Now, but because we had no money to run the program, we had to look for money from the students so that we can use to organize for these exams. to buy the exam materials, the writing materials, to hire the venue and those. So we asked the students to pay 9,000. 5,000 for exam and 4,000 for operations related to this program. Now, 2020 came. They interviewed the students. A number of students passed the exam. A good number of them did not pass. So there is something I just wanted to put across there first. The county government of Uasin Gishu did not and has never done the selection of the students. You apply, you pay, you come and do the exam. If you pass, then you go to the next stage, which is now to pay. Now, when the results for the exam came out, we called the parents of those students who had passed and the students themselves for a meeting. When we met in that meeting, which the former governor was present, the governor took the parents through the program, how the program goes, who pays what, and how much is being paid. So they was told everything that we wanted to help this youth, but the government does not have money. But now your students are here, they have done the exam, they have passed. If you are able to pay this much for the course, then you pay, and then we process your students to travel to Finland. So we told them everything, that although we have called this one a scholarship, it is not actually a scholarship. It's self-sponsored. It targets those people who have passed the exam and are willing and able to pay for the fees which are required and any other levies associated with the program. So when we had done that, the parents went home, looked for the money. And then in the process, we realized that there was a challenge in Elgeyo Marakwet. Remember, they started, but what they did, they collected parents or the students' money through the revenue account, the government account. So, and it became a problem for them to pay the university using that money, because this money was being treated like a revenue for the government, and it has to wait until the next financial year so that it can be budgeted, so that they can pay the university. Even after the budgeting, the controller of budget was not willing to release that money for so many reasons. So we thought us in Uasin Gishu, because we have learned from Elgeyo Marakwet, we are not going to repeat the same thing here. So we discussed among ourselves, including the governor, what are we going to do? How are we going to collect this money from the parents? Because we could actually not receive cash. So in the process, we came up with the idea of forming a trust fund. And remember, we are told these universities that the government will be paying the fees for this group of students. So the way we came up with the name of that trust fund, by calling it Uasin Gishu Overseas Education Trust. It was not actually a government entity, but we wanted it to look like it's government, so that if the university receives money from that account, the account will be reading what was in Gishu. So that in that way it will look like it actually came from was in Gishu. So we registered that trust fund, and then the registration before we were given the trust deed took some time. It took us around 3 or 4 months. But it was now time to collect the fees. So what we did, because the trust deed was not yet ready, we talked with Kenya Commercial Bank, and they agreed to open an account for us, even though we didn't have the trust deed. But they gave us a condition that we will give you this account for purposes of collecting the fees, but you'll have to give us the trust deed within 3 months. And actually within 3 months we had received the trust deed and given it to the bank. Now about the trustees of this trust fund. Myself, who was the then CEO for youth and sports, where the program was domiciled, and then we had Joel Ruto, who was the director for revolving fund and the deputy director for revolving fund, and then the 4 board members of a revolving fund were nominated to make up these trustees for this trust fund. Now, the reason why we brought in the trustees, we brought in the board members of revolving fund, it was because we were envisioning, we had envisaged that this program in the future will actually fall under a revolving fund. Because the issue of the trust fund, we were thinking that was actually a temporary solution for that particular time. But in the future, when the government will have been able to provide funds to support this program, that money will come through the revolving fund and the program will automatically shift to the revolving fund, where the director is here and the board of trustees, the board members of revolving fund. So that is why we have them as part of the trustees and the 3 of us. Now, so we collected the money through this trust fund fees, which was paid by the parents. And we were being guided by the service agreement that we signed with the university, which is here, and the invoice which was issued by the university. So the university gave us the fees for the entire year, but after our negotiations, they accepted that we pay these fees twice every year. We pay fees for first semester, 60% of the total fees, and then in the second semester, we pay 40%. Now, the invoices which were issued by the university issues only one invoice for a group. They do not issue invoices for individual students. Degree nursing, the first group, for example, which was 25 students, we have only one invoice for that group of students. Now, so when we receive the invoice for a group of students, if, for example, this is the invoice for 60% fees for first year degree. So when we receive this invoice, we divide the total amount by 25 students, and then we know every student will pay how much. So that is the money we collected. Now,
Chairman, would you allow me to interject?
Please do.
Now, Maritim, thank you for that elaboration. When you tell us that you are not given individual invoices, while doing the negotiation and agreement, how much did you agree as fees? You cannot just tell us that when 25 students have accepted the offer, they give you a general invoice. Now, because you are giving them more students, you did not do kind of an agreement so that fees to be reduced a little bit because of the number of students. Now, if you tell us that you just receive invoice for 25 students, are you really sincere? What was the fee per student so that you are given the invoice?
Thank you, Chair.
Now, if you use the invoice that you are given to divide by 25, are you sincere? If we don't get value for the money, what happens? Who are to protect the students? Can you come out clearly?
Thank you, Chair. Before we signed this cooperation agreement, which is also called the service agreement, this is the document that stipulates how the program will be run, details of the program. before we signed, we also agreed on the fees, which is also in this document. But you know, this service agreement is not a document that we use for payment. This is a document that is in our office. And this one is an agreement which we didn't issue to the parents. But the document that we will give to the parents to see is the invoice.
Now, in the agreement, what was the fee for degree and that?
In the agreement, the fees, if you look at that agreement, page 5, for degree, I don't know if members have the...
Us can confirm for us.
Honorable.
Yeah, so we have...
order.
Okay. Which annexure?
Honorable Wanjohi.
Yes, which annexure is he?
Honorable Wanjohi, you know, you don't just shoot your question the way you like. There is a way you can do that better. And the honorable members, the only point of interjecture, I will allow Mr. Honorable Nyatich, so that his issue can be handled accordingly. Please respond.
Thank you very much, Chair. This is the agreement for nursing group 1, 25 students. This agreement...
Do we have that with us?
Yeah, I think so.
What we have here are the invoices. Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, so in this document, Chair, Honorable Chair, it is giving the fees payable for the group of 25 students for 1 year. So if you look at this, it gives the total fees for 1 year for 25 nursing degree students. Right?
Do we have that? I'm struggling to get that document. On which page are we?
That is page... Is it? Yeah.
Which paper first before we go? Because we have some set of documents.
We have the cooperation...
And please, when you want to...
Cooperation agreement for bachelor, nurse bachelors.
Cooperation agreement for nurse bachelors. Yeah, the members, I think you have. You have. It's in your file. Please check.
So, this part written offer on the same document, page...
We are yet to be there, sir. We are yet. Proceed.
Page, I think 5. Yeah. The part written group size. Yeah, page 5 of 7. Yeah, something like that. Maybe I can...
Yeah, somebody can help us.
You can have this. That page.
We don't have. Has anyone found from our side? 5 of 7. Oh, okay. So struggle to find.
Yeah, I think that was a problem during a photocopying of the documents. Now, so it gives the total fees for 25 students for 1 year. But remember the invoice we had negotiated to pay 60% first semester and then 40% second semester. So the invoice, the first invoice came during before first semester, which is 60% of fees, which is here, and then the next semester came 40%. So, but the total is contained in that document. Now, so whenever we receive an invoice, we show it to the parents. They see the total amount to be paid by their students, and then they know how much they are going to pay. So it was as transparent as that. Now, once they know how much they were going to pay, they went ahead and paid. So we collected that money through the trust fund, and then we paid this invoice to the university. So the invoice I have here is actually a photocopy of the degree program, the first 25 students, which is the invoice, and the bank slip. So it shows we received the money and we paid to the school. Now, maybe we can, I don't know, Chair, if you can allow us to do some little mathematics so that we understand how much parents paid and how much was paid to the university. Yeah.
Please continue.
Yes. So the first invoice, 60% for degree nurses, which was 25 students, has a total of 126,612 euros. So this is in euros. They issue the invoices in euros.
Where are you?
126,000.
The secretary, do we have this document?
It's in the invoices we just gave you.
Just given.
Yes.
Have you photocopied the secretary?
Yeah, so it's 126,612 euros. That is for first semester. Now the exchange rate is contained in the deposits, in the transfer slip. So the interest rate was the exchange rate was 131. 131. So if you convert, it comes to
the lead respondent. I am in receipt of information that one of you is not feeling well.
Honorable Chair.
Yeah, can somebody? Yeah,
yes, Honorable Chair and honorable members. My spouse is in the hospital and he's set to go for theater, so I'm supposed to make some acknowledgement to agree on the same. So I was requesting the House to allow me to go and attend to her, please. Thank you.
So, Mesha Krono, you're requesting for leave to address your family member who is in hospital. Please do. It's okay. Proceed, Maritim.
yeah. So if you do that conversion, it will give you the amount that we pay to the university in Kenya shillings. So if you do the conversion, and then you also add the bank charges, so that you know how much was actually, is it credited or debited? Debited from the account. So it comes to
order, Mr. Maritim. Perhaps I've wielded my powers to release somebody. Perhaps you could tell us whether you are still able to proceed on with the two of us.
Yeah, we can proceed. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Then thank you.
And Chair, point of order. I want to kindly request Mr. Maritim to assist the committee by giving the figures in terms of Kenya shillings, if you
have it with you.
Yeah, I have it.
You see,
It's in the bank slip. I'll give you. So the figure is in Kenya shillings. 16 million 586,172. 16 million 586,172. So that is the total amount we paid the university for the first 25 students doing degree in nursing.
That is the 60% of the amount.
That is the 60% of the amount of the first year amount. So if you divide that 16 million by 25 students.
Now, before you divide, what was the agreed fee per student for nursing? What did you agree when you were doing the negotiations? Don't divide what.
Yeah, it's 1.1 something.
That is what you agreed.
Yes.
Order, Mr. Maritim. I'm seeing you mixing us. You said that the negotiation between the county government of Uasin Gishu and the university was that you were negotiating on the cost of accommodating a class.
Yes. It's actually group.
Let me call a class because we are in Kenya now.
It's still okay, yeah.
So a class of 2021 degree in nursing.
Yes.
You negotiated for the cost of doing that.
Yes. And for 25 students.
For 25 students.
Yes.
Then you went to negotiate for another class of practical nursing, 26 students.
Yes.
You negotiated as a package.
Yes.
As a class.
Yes.
And then you came back home and redistributed the overall cost to individual students.
Yes.
I hope I will have helped Honorable Ngetich. Now you can.
Yeah, Chair. So
that now, why are you bringing the 1.1?
I mean, if you divide whatever we negotiated for the group of students, for the 25 students, the total amount you divide by 25, it comes to around 1.1 something per student.
Okay.
Per year.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
So you can proceed.
Chair, before we proceed over the same, I'm not going outside the scope of the question. Is it in black and white? The one is saying 1.1, so that we can make us informed that the negotiation they did, that each student is paying 1.1 or 1.2. Do we have a documentation?
Thank you, Honorable Chepkule. Now we can do that math because we have the negotiated cost of that program divided by the number of students for that year. We can do that here. We get the you can help us. Thank you.
Yeah, the document, it will help me. Yeah, so we have this one total first year fees. It is 211. 20 divided by 25. That is 8441.
Now,
yeah.
Chairman, so sorry for so many interruptions, Chairman. You know, Chairman, we are doing, we are going back from the results to where we were supposed to be doing. When they were doing the agreement, was it captured in the agreement that for a nursing student for a degree, it is this how much? For a diploma, it is this how much? For this other program, it is this how much? Was it captured while doing the negotiation in the agreement? So that we don't say the amount paid was this, so we come back to the amount per individual. Was it captured in the initial agreement before engagement and payment? That is my real question, Chairman.
Mr. Maritim, perhaps you will need. I want us to use a very simple language. the agreement that this batch of students, this class of 2021, let's go for the degree program, nursing, that this class of the 25 degree program, nursing, you negotiated for that group. For that group?
Yes.
You have the agreement with you?
Yes, it's here.
Do we have here?
Yeah.
You gave it to us. Honorable Ngetich, I want you to appreciate that we have an agreement, a negotiated agreement between Tampere University and the county government of Uasin Gishu on each group.
Oh yes.
On each group. You remember yesterday we were talking of Tampere 2 or Tampere 1. We have several groups there.
So there is an agreement.
There is an agreement.
Okay.
And that agreement, within the agreement is the fee for that group.
Okay.
Now, and what we are doing now is that the fee for that group, we want to divide it to the number of students for the consumption of as he had shown. So we are together in that?
Yes.
Then you proceed on.
Yeah. So like Tampere 1, the first group for degree nurses, 25 students. The total fees for 1 year, as per the agreement, negotiated agreement, is 211,020 euros. So it's written in euros. Yeah, it's 211,020 euros. So if you convert using the exchange rate of 131, it comes to, so if you convert using the exchange rate of 131, it comes to 211,020. It comes to 27 million. That is in Kenya shillings. 27,643,620.
Order. Sergeant Atam, can you find that page for us here, because we don't have. Sergeant Atam, we just need that specific page, and any other page that will be important to us, because we seem to have a problem with the papers here. Proceed on.
Yeah, so that
How many members have it? Just by show of hands. We want to know whether we are in this. So only 2 members have.
We have, but the problem is that it has not been arranged in a systematical manner. The arrangement is not good.
Yeah, Chair, I think that was a problem during photocopying of the document. So maybe they didn't arrange in the manner they should be.
5/7. 5/7. Yeah. You found? 5/7. My prayer is that we are all in tandem with the proceedings so that other members are not left. Yes. Perhaps members, I want to appreciate the presence of petitioners. I want to believe that in the public gallery. Is it Mr. Wilson? William? Oh, welcome, welcome. And please find it of value of anything that of the proceedings here. Thank you. perhaps our apologies. Maybe we have a problem with the team supporting us in this thing.
Honorable Chair, I wanted to make a clarification here that we supplied the documents we supplied are specific cooperation agreements and MOUs which were actually bound in this manner. So when they were photocopying, they ought to have taken note that it is specific for each group. So we supplied actually, I think there are about 5 or 6.
Yes.
6, yeah. So if they are mixed in one file.
They bungled them together.
The document is there, yes, I confirm, but I don't know what the Secretariat did because this is a very small document, but what I have is very big, meaning that maybe they bungled everything together. And that is a mistake that should not be repeated. Because the document indeed is there. On the bigger page, you can go from behind, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th page from behind.
So perhaps the Secretariat, please print each individual, each agreement. These are 7.
Through the chair, because we are not...
No, I just want to make a ruling so that we don't go far. Where is that? Where is the small one? How many documents were we given of this nature? There were 7. Can you bring us 7 copies? They are in the file, but bungled and...
How can it happen that way?
Were you given as a one big voluminous copy, or it was pieces like this? Pieces like this. Then bring us pieces like this. So you pin each piece so that we are ready. Yeah, they are not helping us much. You know, it is wasting our time. Or perhaps, do we still have the same copies? Achukue tu aenda apige. Yeah. And that's all.
And they should be stamped the way they have come. Why bungle them together? Sajanata. It has never happened. I can confirm.
If you want a machine that runs it quickly, you are authorized to go outside. Okay, honorable members, I don't want us to go there. Let's not go there. I think that matter, we've put it to rest. Please proceed with, we will use what we have.
Now, so I was giving the total figure for 1 year for 25 students in Kenya shillings. So in Kenya shillings, it's 27,643,620. Now, if you divide that figure by 25 students, it comes to 1.10 something. Yes. So that is the amount per student per year for degree nurse.
Yes, please. That is in Kenya shillings, 1.1.
Yeah, I've said in Kenya shillings, it's, yeah, yes, yeah, for tuition fees per student per year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now there is something you're adding there.
Chair.
So the package for the students to be in class was separate from the boarding.
Yeah, it's separate. It's separate.
Good.
Yeah.
What is it?
Wanted because as a case study of these 25 students, 1.1 million for education purpose. I wanted him to assist us as assembly. Then how much was paid by each parent? So that as we come up adding to 1.1, we want to know the deficit or the surplus.
Honorable member from Caps House, you're asking the question that the answer is coming. He is on his way addressing that answer. Yeah. So, now you've addressed the tuition fee.
Yes.
Let's proceed.
No, Chairman.
Yes,
So sorry.
Honorable.
For,
And
sorry.
I'm starting to be agitated by this.
Sure.
Yeah.
I believe there were diploma students for the same course. Could, if you don't mind, Chairman, you can also tell us about the payment for the diploma.
We will go there.
We will go there.
We'll go there. We're handling the degree.
Yeah, so thank you, Chair. We have the one for diploma, but we'll finish with the degree and then we go to diploma. Now, so the 1.10 per student is the fees that is supposed to be paid per student per year for the degree students. Now, how much did the parents pay? Now, so we come now there, what the parents pay. Now, the parents paid in the first semester 710,000 every student, and then in the second semester they paid 480,000. So it comes to a total of 1,190,000. That is what each parent paid. 1,190,000. That is the tuition fees that was paid by every student, right? Now, so how much was supposed to be paid to the school per year is what I have given you. Yes. So the exact amount is the exact amount that was paid, that was supposed to be paid to the school is 1,105,745. So what is the difference? So the excess is 85,000. So this 85,000, remember we had an agent that connected us to this program. And our agreement with the agent was that for every student that goes to Finland, we pay the agent 30,000. So out of the 85,000,
do we have an agreement
for the agent?
Yeah, there is an agreement for the agent.
Please make that note. And which agent? All the agents, because we are aware of two agents.
No, we have two agents in Finland.
One
is Max Global.
Second.
The second one is Skilled.
Thank you. So you have agreements for the two?
For both.
Thank you.
Yes.
Proceed.
Yeah.
Chair, just I want to seek clarification from Mr. Maritim. There is this item number 1, 5,000, I don't know what, euros. Can you clarify what was that?
That is for entry exam.
Entry exam.
Yes.
Separate from?
Separate from fees. That is why it is written separately in the agreement. Yes.
Chair.
So converting this is around over 600,000?
600 and something thousand.
Per student?
No.
For the whole lot?
For the group.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Point of information, Chair. He said each student was supposed to pay 30,000 as an agent fee. A question is, were the parents involved? Did you inform the parent that 30,000 is going to be paid to the agent? A yes or no answer.
Yes.
Are they aware?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, so that leaves us with if you remove the 30,000, we will have a balance of 55,000. Yeah, 55,000. Now, so this 55,000 is actually the money that will remain in the account. Remember, what we are doing is trying to build this, what we were trying to do initially is trying to build this trust fund so that at any given time we have some surplus money. Because we were looking at a situation where if today a student has gone to Finland and then some of them pay the fees for the second semester and some of them will not be able to pay. Remember, if the university gives us an invoice today, they give us 14 days to do what? To pay. So if we don't pay, it will attract an interest of 14%. So 14% for all these around 20-something million is a lot of money. So it was our intention that every student that goes to Finland must contribute something to this trust fund to safeguard the whole program. Now, we have given you the bank statement, and then the audit report will also come. The audit report will show you this is the amount of money we have received, this is the amount of money we have spent, and this is the surplus we have in the trust fund.
Perhaps you need to furnish us. You know, this is a house of evidence. You said you decided that we need to build capacity of the trust by making each parent pay 5,000, is it 55,000?
Yes.
For the kitty, your trust, to provide a cushion.
Yes.
For the uncertainties suspected or envisaged ahead. Where is that meeting? Where is the meeting of minutes of that meeting that made that resolution?
Chair, I might not produce the minutes, but that is what we were thinking when we were designing the whole thing, this whole program, how it is going to run, what are we going to do in case somebody is not able to pay or pays half or pays what. Because
now you were thinking with who? It is you and who else? You are in the same thing.
And
through the chair.
And in addition, what was the
order members? If we go that direction, we will not be orderly. And Honorable Ngetich, you are out of order. I want to accommodate Honorable Amos because he seems to be orderly. Amos.
Thank you, Chair, for recognizing that, as I sympathize with Honorable Jonathan. I just want to inquire, yes, what was the basis of arriving at 55,000, not 20,000, not 5,000, as a security or as a cushion for any unforeseen deficit?
Chair, in relation to that, kindly.
You are out of order, Honorable Mary Goretti. Please respond to Honorable Amos.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. The basis on what we pay that amount, from our own, I don't know, maybe the members will have a different view, but from our own view, that was a fair amount which can can be used to provide security in this
Order, Mr. Maritim.
program.
Order. Please help this committee. Because when you say our view, we felt, we resolved, we. And that is the person, that is the body we were struggling yesterday with Mr. CS. Who is this calling the shots? Who is this? You and who?
Now, Chair, thank you, Chair. We had the secretariat, which is running the program, which comprises of the three of us here and some other two staff. And then we had the governor, who was the patron of this program. So in most of the things that we discussed,
perhaps we are not in a hurry on that. So you are saying, besides the trustees, we have a secretariat managing the whole affair.
I call that secretariat because they are actually the staff of youth affairs and sports. But we designated them, apart from what they are doing in the department, we gave them this extra duty of helping us run this program. So that is...
Honorable CS, I think we are where we left it yesterday. Perhaps you would want to help him.
Or maybe, Chair, through your permission, you know, if they sat down and agreed with parents, he will have qualified the same and have the document that we sat down as the secretariat and the parent gave us a go-ahead and agreed to the same. Did you do so? Because the fees, we have the document to show the same. About the 44 is a good idea, but was it agreed upon by parents so that, and you show the document of that so that we can move to the next stage?
And let me accommodate Honorable Mary Goretti. If you ask a question on this, please, I'm accommodating you.
Thank you, Chair. My question is that since they were putting aside 50-something thousand for any eventuality that could arise, my question could be, was there any insurance that was made in the agreement in case a student fails to meet the requirement? Thank you.
My interest is the secretariat, because you are telling us that there was a body superior than the trustees. Yesterday they said it was a caucus of individuals sitting down and agreeing that this is the way we should handle this. It was just a caucus, not a meeting. Now, perhaps if it is the same caucus, then we would want to know, now that you are admitting that they were superior than the trustees, we would want to know them by names. And perhaps maybe you want to help us on that.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe let me put it clear. I think Maritim should have been be able to say those people who are in the secretariat. Those people who are in the secretariat are Mr. Joshua Lele, Mr. Mesha Grono, Mr. Tony Tanui, and Maritim. So I think they should, they are supposed to, they luckily give us the right information about the program.
So, Chair,
I like the way they are coming.
Order, Honorable.
Allow me to make a point.
Order, Honorable Chepkule Isaac. You know, you don't jump. I overrule all of you so that I give him more chance to address us.
So, Chair,
I want you to give us the names as they are.
Yes.
The secretariat. Now we are leaving the trustees behind.
You mentioned you wanted the names of the secretariat.
Yes.
Yeah. And those are the names I've given you.
Please redo it.
Repeat.
Honorable, one is Joshua Lele.
Joshua Lele. Mesha Krono, who is the program coordinator. And Tony Stanui. And Chief Officer, then Mr. Maritim.
Thank you. Was it difficult for you to give us that names?
It was not. Chair, these are the people who
they were handling the program.
Paperwork of the program. Remember
according to Mr. Joel, they were running the program.
Yeah, so they're handling the paperwork.
That statement, perhaps the two of you should sit down together. County Attorney, please allow him to sit there so that we will be seeing the two of them agreeing on what to tell us. Please, I will allow you to shift the sitting arrangement.
So maybe before I leave, that place, I thought you wanted...
But Chair, through the Chair...
Please make that arrangement. It will help us. Honorable Joel. So Joel, sit there. And then now, together with him.
Chair.
Together with him.
Chair, I think they should stay the way they are. We will not get the information if you keep them together. Let them be separated.
It is okay.
Yeah.
That one is done, and now that is what under the bridge. Let's proceed on. Thank you. Let's proceed on.
All right. Thank you, Chair.
Now, Mr. Joel is saying that this team managed the whole program, and that I now want to know to which extent did they manage the whole program vis-a-vis the trustee. Mr. Joel, can you come on with that?
You wanted, Honorable Chair, you wanted to know how the program was being run, is it? So actually, the issue of paperwork, the issue of applications, the issue of the issues of communication to students, it was actually done by the Secretariat on several occasions.
Chair, I think for us to invite all these, we were in a place whereby we wanted the 55,000 to be explained, because we don't have issue with the 30,000 among the 85. The question is, there is those who sat down, agreed on the 55, and ordinarily something or with monetary value need to be ratified, okay, by whoever, whether the parent or the supervisory team. Was it ratified? If yes, just say yes, and this is the document, so that we move on.
Thank you, Chair. The issue of deciding the 55,000 per student to cushion against any eventualities was not a decision of the parents. It was a decision that we sat at the governor's office, talked and agreed that for us to safeguard any eventuality in this program, we must have something that can assist us.
Perhaps you can help me.
And we included that in
that is
the fees.
Where I have a dilemma. Now you are introducing another body. according to Joel, the people who sat down to make that decision is Joshua Lele, Meshach Rono, Tony Tanui, and Joseph Maritim. Perhaps, maybe you want to introduce another body that helped you in deciding?
No, Chair, let me clarify that. The names you are given are the people who handle the paperwork. We did not say those are the people who sat and agreed on the money. Remember, I had mentioned something on secretariat. Those are the staff that help us do the daily running, the daily operations of this program, that handle the paperwork, like the clerks. If it comes to online registration of students, they do it. If there is any papers, documents they are required, they prepare it. So those are the four. But
now, who made the decision that 55,000 is what we need to cushion the program from collapsing in case of an emergency?
Yeah, so that was myself, the former governor, Meshach Rono, and Tony Tanui. We sat in the governor's office and agreed.
Chair.
Order, Vice Chair.
Chair, we didn't have
order Vice Chair.
We don't have any document on that meeting. Yes.
So this what is it?
Yeah, my point of concern is the purported leaders sat down and agreed, and they never got an idea of informing the real honor of the payment, which is the parents. Was not an injustice done to the parents of Wasangishu by not informing them out of the money they have paid, 55,000.
Order, honorable member from CAP's house. You know, those are your observations, and it will inform your decision. You just note. Order. Perhaps you would want us to tag Honorable Governor plus the individuals, because you said you did not write anything, it was not a meeting, it was not an organized meeting, it was an agreement over a cup of tea, and you executed it.
Chair. Yes, Chair.
Thank you. What is it,
Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Yego from Taragua?
Thank you, Chair, because I think we are moving on well. I'm tempted to try to imagine and try to ask the attorney if he was aware of such meeting. And being the legal advisor, I would have wished to hear from him if at all he was aware of such a thing.
Perhaps County Attorney, what would you say about that?
I was not made aware of that.
Thank you. I think it should end there.
Chair.
Mary Corretti, Honorable.
Thank you, Chair. My question is that after the four of you agreed on the amount to be paid, how did you communicate this to the parent? Are they aware that they had to do an additional, or which mechanisms did you use so that these parents were able to raise another 55,000?
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. That message is home. Did the said decision communicate to the parents?
Yeah, so they are aware because that is in the total fees. So whatever they paid is inclusive.
Order.
Yes.
The question is very simple. Because if you tell a parent pay 1,000 shillings, have you broken down that 1,000 shillings? Did you break that down, that 1,000 shillings, for the consumption of this important stakeholder?
So they are aware, Chair.
Thank you.
Yeah, but we called it operations fees. So we didn't call it for any eventualities. We say this is operations for purposes of that amount.
So the 55,000 is inclusive of the 4,000 that we started by saying 9,000 application.
No, it's not. It's not. That was for purposes of examinations.
5,000 for examination, 4,000 for operation.
Remember during the exam, Chair, we do the exam at RVTI. We must hire the whole.
Or the 4,000 is to take for such.
To take care of
the host,
the whole things to do with examinations.
And the 55,000, according to the committee, it is for the other.
Yes.
So members, we are guided. You know where to go and put when we are writing report. Kindly.
Okay. Allow me just to make.
Perhaps was there no other English word to put other than operations? Maybe caution money or something. Maybe you could have called me to help you so that we call this one caution money or something like that. Because you are saying operations and then down there 9,000, 5,000 exams and then 4,000 operations and then you are introducing another operations of 55,000. So but I have no problem if the parents know.
Yeah. So Chair, that was our thinking then. So unless we have the intelligence of this house to come up with a better term for future, maybe they'll gladly take up that. So that was us then.
Chair, for the benefit of us going forward, I think we have captured that, and we are presuming that this money, though operation, how it was spent is properly recorded, so that we can move on.
Now that begs, I think now, thank you, Mheshimiwa Deputy. So our caution money, the 55,000, has it been spent or it is there?
Chair, thank you for asking that question. The money is in the account, but there are some which we have spent. Remember when these students, the first group of 51 students went to Finland, they were required, they had paid accommodation for 3 months. At the end of the 3 months, they were supposed to continue paying accommodation for the 4th month, the 5th month, and those. Some paid, some did not pay. And we have the records. But because we had been issued, after the end of the 3 months they were there, we were given another invoice for 3 months. So we asked the students pay so that we can pay this invoice. Some paid, some did not pay. But we paid the full invoice. So we have the record of those students who've paid that accommodation and those who did not pay. So if you did not pay that accommodation for the 3 months, it means we have used your 50,000 that you had given us, and we have it in records.
Through the chair, out of she's another member. You can stamp your authority, chair.
Now, I will stamp my authority by asking Honorable Mary Koreti to address, because you don't ask a question before you are given an opportunity to. Mary Koreti, please. You have only 10 seconds for your question.
The question that I asked about insurance cover for whatever process was being done for the students, because we've had children in overseas, but always there's an insurance cover for them.
Order, Mary Koreti. The issue of insurance does not address. It is coming. So hold it. Yes, Honorable Amos.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe I just want to inquire from Mr. Maritim if a case arose whereby a student could not pay the accommodation, that this caution money took care of. And if that case came up, was it just wished away, or whoever was not able to pay was to compensate later on, or to pay back again to that fund, or it was just paid and it is gone?
So whenever
before maybe through the chair, for you to be clear, Banamari team, we said we have very short time. You had brought us the issue of fees now, and we are now on the excess money, that is 55. Did the parent knew that there is accommodation fee apart from the school fees, so that to avoid this issue, others paid, others did not pay? Do we have a document addressing the same? And again, by the end of that, do you have the document showing that this one's paid and this one did not pay?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Every parent is aware that they are supposed to pay accommodation different from the tuition fees. So for the first 3 months they were in Finland, they had paid for 3 months. So they will stay in the house for 3 months, and then they will raise another invoice for the next 3 months.
And perhaps maybe there is something else I'm not capturing. So the parents paid 1.18.
1.190, yeah.
Is it 80 or 9?
90.
90. Now, what about the accommodation?
So now I'm coming there to other levies apart from tuition fees.
So let's hold the 55,000 tuache kando kidogo. Let's go to accommodation.
Now, accommodation, every student paid 80,000 for 3 months. So every student paid 80,000 for accommodation for 3 months. Apart from accommodation, they also paid what Honorable Mary Correto was asking, insurance.
Before you go far, I want supporting documents to tell us that 80,000 went for accommodation. Do you have an agreement with the university on accommodation?
Yeah, we have the documents, we have the invoices. So I don't have them here, but I will arrange to be brought from the office when we break from here.
Invoices demanding for accommodation?
Yes.
What about the agreement? The agreement signed between Tampere University and Wazingishu government?
The agreement is there for accommodation.
On the fee accommodation?
Yeah, the agreement is there, Chair.
So that is
so we have the agreement, and then we have the invoice and the payment slip.
Now, Honorable Vice Chair, I think I'm intimidating him much. You can ask.
Not intimidation per se. Thank you, you have the document. Were they made available for the parents to avoid push and pull?
Yeah, the parents are aware about the invoices.
The issue of aware, they should be in the public domain, because I'm the beneficiary as a parent and my child. You are told that this is what you are supposed to pay for fees, and this is what you are supposed to pay for. Make arrangements so that we are not caught up. Did you make made them available for them?
Yes, Chair. We gave them the invoice for accommodation, so they know how much they are supposed to pay.
Thank you.
Yes.
The agreement for accommodation you will give us,
we have
plus the invoices.
Yes.
Thank you.
Chair, there's
Yes.
a clarification we would really want from him. When he was making his opening statement, he said there was a number of agreements. Service agreement, cooperation agreement, what was the other one? And I don't know whether I'm right if he said there was an agreement between Wasingishu County and the parents. There's an agreement between Wasingishu County and Tampere University. I thought I had something of that. Or
We have the agreement between the county and Tampere. We don't have an agreement with the parent.
okay, so the mode of engagement with the parents was on mutual.
Yes, we don't have an agreement.
Okay.
Proceed on with the other.
Now, so apart from the tuition fees, every student paid insurance 30,000. 30,000 each student for insurance. They paid 80,000 for accommodation. That is for 3 months. They paid visa fees. Insurance was for 1 year. It's a medical and travel insurance for 1 year.
The two, because we have interest in that insurance. 30,000. How much did it go for medical insurance? For the, I hope it is medical for students residing in the school.
Yes,
in the
for 1 year.
For 1 year.
Yes.
And how much did it go for travel?
So the document we have, the cover that we are given, it's not separated as travel and then medical. It comes as one document, but for travel and medical insurance while abroad. So it's one document, which we pay, every student paid 30,000, and we have an invoice from the insurer. So I'll also provide that.
Maybe, Chair, so that we don't revisit that, the issue of insurance now, because we had the Honorable Mary Goretti, as she come, in your document that you have about the insurance, did it talk on how far a student is covered? Because we have issue there.
Maybe, so while he's handling that, you know, we will go back again to what is the nature of that insurance cover. What is the nature? What is it, and how much does it go? Is it to manage the students while traveling and coming back home, or it includes medical assistance while they are there? Maybe, perhaps, is that the question Honorable Mary Goretti was asking, or perhaps you may want to add something on it?
Chair, my query was actually that if already you have an insurance for the same program, I don't see why you should also put aside some money to say in case of any eventuality. So if already you have an insurance, why should you put aside some money?
I think it was very well. I'm not answering on his behalf through the chair. He did say that the 55, the eventuality that they were foreseeing is that not on medical ground, any other payment, that because they were being given that as per this date you are supposed to pay this, so that in case there is a student who have not paid, they can use the kitty to do it. That's what I had, if I had it to him well.
Chair, I think when you are starting any program, the first and very important thing that you need to do is to inform the concerned of how much, what is the total amount that is required to pay for his or a student, so that the stakeholder knows that at this particular time, I'm supposed to have paid this for my child. But now I don't know how it comes that you think for somebody else, instead of the same person thinking for himself.
Order.
Thank you.
Order, Mheshimiwa Goretti. You know, I don't want you to lament here. I want you to ask questions. Save that for. Save that for.
Chair, that's a question already. When I ask you, why do you think for me? Isn't it a question?
You are wondering. It's a wonder. And I'm trying to ask you to save that so that when we go for report writing, you convince, you whip members to look into your concern. But here is where we ask questions, and as they answer is what will help us move forward. Honorable Mr. Maritim.
Yes. So thank you, Chair. So the insurance is travel and medical. It does not cover any other thing outside that. So that was 30,000.
Are you confirming to this committee that any student should not complain on medical related issue because they were taken care of?
Yes.
Thank you.
Fees, which we pay.
Perhaps, Chair, do
we still have another session to discuss the issue of insurance, or we tackle it now conclusively?
I think we do it now. I think we do it now. Because we are handling item by item. So we've left the accommodation issue by them promising us to supply us with relevant documentation to prove that it was procedurally done. And we are now on insurance. So maybe you are free to ask the question on
So then the question is, he has said that he has invoices. What about the proof of payments? Because that is where we want to capture. And I wanted to know if he's aware of the predicament of the students. Because in a huge program like this, where you are taking out more than 200 students, the health is paramount. So perhaps we need to know as a committee the health concerns of the students out there. How is it? What does he have to say? Thank you, Chair.
And maybe before he answers, is that he had said that 30K was covering for 1 year. He need to tell us after 1 year what was the arrangement. Because there was an arrangement of paying other fee for second year, the arrangement for insurance. So that when he prosecute that, Chair, you can give us a direction, because you had given us up to 11:30, so that you can give us the course, what we need to do next. Thank you.
Respond to that.
Yeah. Up to now, we have never had a major incident where a student has failed to get medical attention because of lack of facilities or money. So whenever students have any complaints about their health, they just go to a nearby facility, they are treated, and then the insurance is there, pays. So we have not had a major issue, unless initially I think around 3 months there, after finishing around 3 months in Finland, they had problem. They had problems with their language reading. They don't know which hospital to go, where is the hospitals. But I think now that they have been there for long enough and they have understood the language there, they can read Finnish, and those they can be able to know which facility to go and what to do. So we had those hiccups initially, where the student maybe feels maybe some not feeling well, and then not being able to know where to go. But currently we don't have that problem.
Order, Mr. Maritim. Yeah. Order. So you say your students had a problem with language issue, and that through that they could not access medical attention.
Chair, I have not said they could not be able to access medical care, but I'm saying it becomes difficult to know where to go. Where is the hospital? Which hospital accepts this insurance? Which does not accept this insurance? Things like those. But after some time, I don't think currently I've never heard of such a problem.
Because Mr. Maritim, and do not test the intelligence of this house. We are in receipt of a petition where a parent is crying that she had to send money to treat her child in Tampere University because she was ill and the insurance cover could not handle her case. That petition was launched in this house. Now your response to that is that the girl did not know how to communicate, how to make a communication of her illness to the hospitals there. But when the mother sent the money to her, she was able to communicate.
So, Chair, maybe we have not, that complaint has not been brought. At the time I was in the office, we were not given such complaint. We were not in receipt of such complaint. And maybe Ruto, were you aware?
Honorable Kebene.
We have not received that.
Order.
Okay,
Order.
Chair. I think what the former CEO has said, I think is enough for our consumption. But my question is the insurance local or was it Finnish? Then let us not dwell too much on that. Where whatever he has just given to us is just enough for us, for our consumption. Only one question, the insurance, was it local or international?
Honorable Mary Goretti.
Thank you, Chair. I want to believe that any communication and commitment between two countries, and more so for those who don't understand the language, there's always a translator. When you talk about having had 2 agents, didn't you see that our students here in Kenya were going to face a challenge because in the first place, they didn't know the language of Finnish? What arrangements did you do? Because when you take somebody who does not really understand the language and you put them in that area, how do you expect communication to run? Or how are you expecting them to communicate? Thank you.
Address to the best of your knowledge, but start with the Honorable Kebane's issue. Was it a local or?
Yeah, so we took an insurance with ICE Lion insurance. That insurance covers for your medical expenses while abroad. So that is the insurance we took. On the issue of language, the initial 51 students who went to Finland, the first group of 51.
Point of order.
Wanjoi.
Yes. Do you have documentation showing the agreement between you and ICE Alliance so that we may know how to swim in that way?
All right. So, like I said, Chair, we have the documents. I'll bring the insurance, a copy of the policy. I'll bring the invoice. I'll bring the payment slip to this committee for your records.
Fair enough. Proceed.
Now, on the issue of language, when the initial 51 students went, they went there having not learned the Finnish language. They faced a number of challenges regarding language. But for the second groups, we made arrangements so that these students are taught basic Finnish before they travel. If you look at what the current students are doing now, what they are doing online, they are doing the Finnish language, basic, so that when you arrive there, you can be able to communicate, you can be able to read. In that way, we will have helped those students to settle there easily. So the students that are going now have learned.
Thank you. Thank you. Now you've handled the insurance, the accommodation, any other fee?
We have the visa fees. Visa fees, 49,000. This is paid directly to the embassy. During a visa application, we do it online. We log in, create an account for every student, and then upload documents for every student. Before you submit, there is a part for payment. You pay for the visa fees. But it also gives you an option of paying it at the embassy during the interview. So you pay the 49,000. This 49,000 is paid either cash or via M-Pesa for every individual student. And remember, we collect this money so that we avoid incidences where a student has been invited to go for an interview today and then he says, I don't have the money. So we must collect this money first and keep it in the account, so that when we book your appointment at the embassy, we are sure that the money is there and we are going to pay. Now, what we normally do during the interview, if 50 students, for example, have been scheduled to appear at the Finnish embassy for visa interviews, we process those students, make sure that we have uploaded all their documents online and submitted. And then there is a document we print so that you take it during your interview. And then during the day of your interview, we take these students to Nairobi, to the embassy, accompanied by 1 or 2 staff members. So what we have always done, just like any other government interest, if 50 students are going to the embassy, and each one of them is supposed to pay 49,000, so we multiply 49,000 by 50, and then go to the bank and transfer that money to the staff who is accompanying the students to the embassy. Once you are in Nairobi and you have that money in the account, you now pay. If one student have been interviewed and has been asked to pay, you pay. And then you close that student. The next student like that, you remember, it is paid individually. It's not paid as a group. So that is why we normally transfer the money to the staff member's account. Yeah. So that is how we do for the visas. But for the insurance, we transfer directly to the insurance provider.
So through the chair, you're confirming to this committee that when it comes to visa payment, it is per student, not like when you are paying fees, you are paying for the 25. So for the visa, the instruction is you pay to the embassy per student.
Yes.
The arrangement of paying for the 25 student or for the group was turned down?
It's not that way.
It was turned down for our case.
Yeah, so we asked them if we can do that.
Okay.
But they said visa application is individual.
Taken.
Yes.
Chair.
Honorable Sato.
Thank you, Chair. My concern, if I heard him well, it was actually when he was talking with the insurance. Did you have any agreement with international, maybe those hospitals? Because ICA is a local insurance company in Kenya. Was there, because if I heard the chair said, well, there was a parent whose child was not treated just because the insurance was not valid on the other side.
Through the chair, I know you are very lenient to your members, but we had prosecuted the issue of insurance, Chair. In fact, in the question that he is asking was asked, kindly give direction.
Order, Honorable Vice Chair. Honorable Gilbert Koskei, we asked questions about the insurance, but we did not say that those were all the questions we had. Because of the merit of your question, I give you a chance to ask that question.
Can I get an answer of that, or I just pass that or I ask another one?
Yeah, the question was that ICA is a local insurer.
Yes.
Does ICA have a special
arrangement,
contract arrangement with international hospitals, maybe specifically Finland hospitals? Maybe that is where we had a problem, other than the English Mr. Maritim is saying. Please, you will handle that together with the question that Honorable CAP's House member Isaac wants to front.
Yes.
Please do.
Yeah. My question about payment of visa, I heard him well. He said they are paying individual student. Then the question is, what was the mode of payment? Cash, M-Pesa, or there was an account in the Finland embassy? And if so, do you have documentation? Thank you, Chair.
Okay. What I'm interested to know is, now that we are talking about withdrawing money from this account, whose parents have put their money, although these are not classified as public money in the PFM Act, but I'm interested to know the process of approving the withdrawal. Are there minutes? Are there, what was the process like? And who authorizes this signatory to process the payments and the withdrawals from the bank?
Thank you so much. You can handle those cases.
Thank you, Chair. Concerning the insurance, the county government does not have any arrangement with any medical facilities in Finland, but the insurer does. So ICEA Lion have some arrangements with hospitals in Finland. So unless we ask ICA to give us a list of all the facilities they have agreements with in Finland, but the county government does not. The issue of the honorable member from Kapsaos, I didn't get the question well.
Thank you. The question is, you said you are paying for each and individual student visa fee, right?
Yes.
Now, what was the mode of payment? In cash, transaction through M-Pesa, or were you paying directly to the Finnish embassy?
All right, thank you.
And if so, we need documentation.
Order, Honorable Isaac. He said that since it is paid to individual student, the mode of payment is cash or M-Pesa. And that is, he is trying to justify the withdrawal to staff account. And then from now, he is telling us that he is accompanying the students to the embassy. So he's the one making the payments individually on behalf of the members, either through M-Pesa or cash.
Do you have the receipt from the embassy to justify the payment, Chair?
Thank you. Maybe you can handle that.
Yeah. When students go for interviews, they are interviewed one by one. Unaingia ndani, they interview you, and then they print some document, you come out with it, they tell you, go and pay. So when you come out with that document, we pay as per the number. They have a specific number for every student in that document. So we pay using that document and then return that document after we have paid. So they will check that this has been paid and then they submit your visa.
Are you saying there is no receipt, proof of payment?
That document can actually act as a proof of payment. So maybe we can obtain
the document is an invoice, to my understanding, or Honorable Ngetich will help me in that. The document demanding that we pay is an invoice, some sort of it.
Some sort, yes.
Now, when you pay, because you cannot give us a document demanding that we pay, and you say this is the amount of money I paid. And we are lucky we have managers of finances here. A proof of payment.
So they do not, we've never been issued.
Thank you.
So the only proof of payment, the only proof of payment, you cannot submit your visa application before payment has been confirmed. If you have submitted, it means the payment has been received. But for us, we don't have that.
Order, Mr. Maritim. Please, if you don't wish to tell us, then we are okay. what we are saying is that you have acknowledged that there is no proof of payment. Because if you say that the only proof of payment is because the process went through, how will we know that you paid 500 and not 20 shillings? Because all of them will support that the process, if the process is successful, then it was paid. But how much was paid is the issue. Now we want proof of payment. But you've said that you don't have that, so we can move to another thing.
Chair, clarification, Chair.
Order members. Order members. I think we also need to be content with the answers we are being given for our consumption.
Chair.
The question of the leader, yes, Honorable Chair.
Chair, what Honorable Isaac was interested in was the mode of payment. And it was a simple question. Was it through M-Pesa, or you pay direct to the account, or you pay cash?
Yeah, so it's two options, cash or M-Pesa.
Thank you.
And maybe, Chair, for the purpose of this case, this is something that happened. Which mode did you prefer as a principal and the brainchild of this program?
So mostly we used M-Pesa because we didn't want to carry cash.
So are you suggesting that you have evidence of payment?
Yeah, we can retrieve
through
the M-Pesa messages.
Thank you.
I mean, what do you call it?
Because I was the one who asked that question, now that they have admitted they used M-Pesa, automatically at least they used one phone line. Can it be on record so that in our subsequent report writing, we can
Honorable Isaac, he said that on occasions, members of staff used to accompany the students to the embassy. That is to say that not one phone was used, but individual staff members used their phones. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Thank you. And please, members, let's rest that order, Mary Goretti. Let's put that to rest. Honorable
is not okay. It's banning.
But please let it not be a suggestion. I want it to be a question. I will go to Mary Goretti and then Honorable Wanjoi and Honorable Shah. Also, I will take care of Honorable Ngetich. And I'm giving you only 10 seconds to...
Thank you, Chair. My question is that I want to believe that once the child has done, or once you did all the process, there was those kind of visa launching. What happened to those who never met the requirements after, or who failed to get the visa? Because before you are given a visa, you pay. And it is either you get it or you don't. And after you've paid, when you go to repeat again, you pay another. What happened to those cases? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Wanjoi.
Chair, can you get at least those numbers that were used to pay to the embassy? And two, their subsequent, let's say, the subsequent proof of payment via that M-Pesa, maybe the statement itself. And then my other question is, are you not aware that bank transfer is also a mode of payment to the visa embassy? Because I'm aware of that, and we'll interrogate as a committee on that.
Thank you, Honorable Iganjo. Honorable Shah.
Thank you, Chair. My issue was that what made the department, or maybe that committee, to come up with a decision of collecting 49,000 from these students, yet they know very well that it is each student who is going to pay individually. Why don't we?
Thank you. That question has been captured well. Honorable Ngetich.
Mine is different from all this, Honorable Member, that Chairman, allow me to just ask. You mentioned that the team, the secretariat, used to accompany this, the head of that team had to do, because these are our young sisters. These are our siblings. Chairman, maybe a sub.
Thank you so much. But in responding to that, I want you to start by the question of Honorable Majority Leader, Honorable Sang. And other members, I have referred some of the members in their wrong titles. We have Honorable Keitang. I've called him Shah, but for record, he is Honorable Keitang. And our able lawyer, seated as Honorable Wanjohi, I've used the Honorable Waiganjo. So my apologies on that. And the person who is reminding me this is the Honorable DS. And the members are not complaining. But anyway, let's proceed. Come.
Thank you, Chair. On the issue of Honorable Mary Corretti, on the issue of what if student fails to get a visa, we have not had such incident. The students who paid actually got their visas. So we have not had an incident where a student has been denied a visa. So we don't have that. Secondly, on the issue that was asked by Honorable Wanjoy, which is somehow related to what the Honorable Keitang said on asked whether we are aware that bank transfer is also a mode of payment at the embassy. I'm aware of that. Personally, I've applied visa separately and I've paid in the bank. But for this program, when we were in the embassy, one for us to use was to use, we were given two options, or cash. Remember, we have
order.
We have 50 students.
Order. So you say you are aware,
yes,
that bank transfer is another mode of payment.
Yes.
And you are admitting in this honorable house that you've used that way on a number of occasions.
For mine.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, who is this advising you that now using M-Pesa or cash is easy?
Now, when we went to the embassy with the students, remember we are going with a group of students. You are interviewed in this room, come out with that document, you are asked to pay, you come outside, pay. So, I'm trying to imagine 50 students with M-Pesa. Unatoka, unalipa, unaenda kwa biometrics. As easy as that.
Thank you.
Than going to the bank. So that is why they give us two options. You pay cash here, or you pay M-Pesa.
Honorable Majority Leader, there are questions. Honorable Majority Leader asked. Yes. You know, the problem with him is that he's not writing those. He's not putting down the questions. The Honorable Majority Leader is asking for the authorization of money to be withdrawn from that account. Which body sits down to give a note on that? If it is the Secretariat or the trustees, where you're asking about the process. For us to say we are going to pay 49,000 times 50 today, where does that decision start? Where does that, show us the trace? We want to know the footpath towards payment of that.
Yeah, so that is not the decision of the Secretariat, that is the decision of the trustees. Once we receive an invoice, remember most of our trustees are not in Eldoret. Some in Nairobi, some in Western Kenya. So it becomes difficult to do frequent trustees meetings.
What is it, Honorable Rebecca?
Chairman, if the trustees are out of this town, as far as maybe Nairobi and Western, then that tells me those trustees are not the parents of these children. then how do we take it? This is public funds, not county funds, being trusted by people who are not the owners of the money. And number two, Chairman, yesterday I saw the list of the trustees. There are 7. And in any election, when they are doing an election, there is somebody who proposes a chairman and seconds a chairman. In that list that they were using to open the account, it didn't have those names and it don't have those requirements that is needed. So, Chairman, I would like to know more about these trustees.
On the same note, Chair.
Order, Mwalimu. Order, Honorable Member from Tarakwa. Would you wish to address the majority leader's issue?
Yes.
Please do.
Yes. So this is the decision of the trustees. Once we have an invoice, we have 3 signatories, and then the other 4 trustees are not signatories. Once we have an invoice, we share, because sometimes these invoices come and we have only 14 days to pay. So once we share, we agree among ourselves to pay. So we will prepare all the documentations that will be required by the bank, including the invoice, if we are paying fees, the list of the students, and then the minutes, and then all those. So once we have all these documents ready, we now prepare a check, which will be signed by the signatories, and then we submit it to the bank. And the bank will transfer the money to where it's supposed to go.
Honorable members.
Order, Chair.
Order, Honorable Keitany. We are adjourning for 30 minutes for health break. Then when we come back, we start from where Honorable. What is that which is burning, Honorable?
Mine. Thank you, Chair. I wanted to get further clarification the way Honorable Rebecca had asked.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Order, Honorable Yego. Order. I will give you the first mic when we are back. Then you will pick it from there.
Chair, general observation as we go out. I note that the 2 CECs who are supposed to be taking over from this program are not taking notes, and it is a very serious program that we want to interrogate further. So, Chair, please take note of that.
Thank you. Honorable members, we are breaking for 30 minutes, and this is strictly 30 minutes so that we manage our time as we move on. Now it's 22 minutes past noon. We will be back here some minutes to 1. This proceedings stands adjourned for 30 minutes. We'll be back. Thank you.